previous tutorial, we looked at how to declare and initialize variables in Visual Basic. In this tutorial, we're going to delve a little bit deeper into the data types that we need to assign to a variable when we declare it. So these variables were all the ones from the previous tutorial. Name is a string data type, letter is a char data type. A char is simply short for character. It is designed to only store a single alphanumeric character. That's anything that can be typed on your keyboard. That may be a letter, A to Z, whether it's lower or uppercase. It may be a numeral, 0 through 9. It could be a punctuation mark, like a full stop or a question mark. It can also be a symbol, such as the % symbol, $sign, @ symbol, and so on. A string, on the other hand, is really designed to store 2 or more characters. As you can see, we can have multiple words in a string, versus a character is only a single letter. The common thing they have between them is, first of all, they accept any alphanumeric characters, and then secondly, they must be enclosed within speech marks. If I take off the speech marks around the A, for example, you see I get a red squiggly line. That means there's an error in the syntax and our code will actually not run at all. So I'll put the speech marks back in to rectify that. Then we come to the 3 numeric data types in Visual Basic. Now basically all programming languages support the integer data type. In some languages we might simply know that as int. But in Visual Basic we type the word out in full, integer. An integer is just a whole number, such as 15 there. Where Visual Basic differs from some other programming languages is that it has 2 different types of data types for real numbers, that is, numbers with a decimal place. We've got double, such as 1.67, 1 meter 67 centimeters, for example, and decimal. Both of them, as you can see here, accept values with decimal places, however many decimal places we want, really, to a point. But basically, why do we have the 2? Decimal in Visual Basic is usually reserved to store monetary values, currency. That's because it takes up more space in memory for a single variable of the decimal data type compared to the double data type. If we reserve decimals for monetary values, we can have much larger numbers at either end of the spectrum compared with double that doesn't have as much memory allocated to it. So the general rule of thumb is decimals are for monetary values and doubles are for all other values that have 1 or more decimal places. Another data type that's not here is the Boolean data type. So if I go dim found as Boolean, a Boolean value has one of 2 states. It's either true or, let's go dim not found as Boolean, is false. Now I wouldn't use these found and not found variables together in a program. I would have maybe one of those variables found, set it to true or set it to false. A Boolean data type can only be one or the other, true or false.